Good morning, this is Ryan Schrift, and this is Thoughts from the Vault. Today we're going to talk about the three I's: interest rates, inflation, and indexes. First, interest rates. No movement this week announced by the Federal Reserve. This came as a surprise to pretty much no one. Inflation has been coming down. The bond markets have stabilized a little bit. And so we fully anticipated that interest rates would stay where they are at today. However, we do expect more interest rate hikes between now and the end of the year, maybe as soon as July. Which brings us to our second point, inflation. Inflation has been coming down pretty substantially. It's right around 4% on a year-over-year number. Keep in mind that that number is on a trailing 12 months. So you have an older number that falls off and a new number that comes on. So that helps drop it a little bit quicker. Also, you have energy prices coming down. On the flip side, food prices are still higher, wages are still higher, it's still more expensive to eat at restaurants. So inflation is still here. It's right around that 4% range. The target is 2%. So we think the Fed's going to wait and see just a little bit, but most likely we're going to have more interest rate hikes between now and the end of the year. The third point I want to discuss today is indexes. One of the most common indexes that is usually discussed is the S&P 500 index, which is 500 companies. Now, the way the index works is it's not the same allocation to each of the 500 companies. The bigger the company, the higher the weight in the portfolio. Therefore, it's often the biggest companies in the US that drive that index one way or another. What's been unique about this year particularly is of the 500 S&P 500 companies, 493 of them are negative and just 7 are positive. To let you know what those 7 companies are, it's Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Tesla. So I know you know those 5 large companies. Those are also the ones that were down over 18% last year. So they're still in recovery mode. In addition to that, Meta, which is more commonly known as Facebook, and Nvidia are the other 2 companies that have been driving this S&P 500 market performance. We do not believe that's sustainable, and that a lot of those tech companies' valuations are to come closer back to the mean of the other companies that are not generating big corporate profits in this challenging economic environment. So again, interest rates staying flat for now, most likely going up. Inflation, it's down, but it's still here. It's going to need to be addressed on a continual basis. And number 3, indexes. We think the indexes are going to come back down to better reflect the slower growth in the US economy and the slower generation of corporate profits. This is Ryan Schrift, and we're looking for better client outcomes.